They said it was impossible, that no human could dive 30 meters on a single breath or see underwater like a dolphin. But deep in Southeast Asia, scientists found a tribe that defied every rule of biology. Children with eyes adapted to the ocean, elders who could outlast Navy divers, and a sixth sense that warned of tsunamis before the sea moved. What they discovered wasn't myth, it was evolution in motion, and it left them terrified. The discovery that broke the rules. In 2018, a research vessel anchored quietly off the coast of Southeast Asia. The team on board wasn't looking for miracles, just routine biological sampling near the Mergui archipelago, where over 800 islands drift like emeralds across the sea. But by the second day, divers reported something strange. Local villagers, barefoot and unassisted, were free diving to depths of 30 meters without tanks or flippers. One scientist remarked, "It's like watching seals, only they're human." Skepticism gave way to astonishment. A boy, no older than 10, dove beneath the surface with a wooden mask and stayed down for nearly 3 minutes. When he emerged, he wasn't gasping, he was smiling. In another instance, a woman in her 50s disappeared into the water for over 2 minutes, resurfacing with a spear and a fish skewered clean through. This wasn't performance, this was everyday life. The team, led by Dr. Melissa Ilardo, began documenting what they saw. Initial physiological tests revealed something extraordinary: enlarged spleens, controlled heart rates, and oxygen retention far beyond known human norms. Every test shattered the expected. This wasn't just cultural, it was biological. Something in their bodies allowed them to do what modern humans were told was impossible. What began as a routine expedition became a discovery that shook biological science. For decades, textbooks claimed no human could routinely dive beyond 20 meters on a single breath. But here, children and elders were doing it daily. It forced researchers to rethink the very definition of human physical limits. And so began the story of a people whose biology and traditions forced science to reconsider what it truly means to be human. Introducing the Sea People. The tribes in question were the Bajau Laut and the Moken, often labeled sea nomads, but that barely captures their reality. The Bajau have lived off the coast of Indonesia, Malaysia, and the Philippines for over 1,000 years, floating between coral reefs and shallows. The Moken, meanwhile, dwell along the Andaman coastlines of Thailand and Myanmar, with oral histories stretching back centuries. These are not people of the land, but of the tide. Their homes float on boats or stand on stilts above shifting waters. Children learn to swim before they can walk. Few attend formal school, yet they can track storms, read the waves, and memorize the topography of hundreds of reefs. Navigation is done without compasses, just memory, current, and starlight. The ocean is not just home, it's language, library, and law. To outsiders, they appear enigmatic, but to themselves, they are pragmatic survivalists. The Bajau say the sea takes and gives. The Moken believe the ocean sings warnings to those who listen. Their culture is not rooted in land or conquest, but in coexistence with the sea, the sky, and each other. Their myths, rituals, and economies are all waterbound. For years, science missed them, partly because they live uncounted, off-grid, undocumented, beyond formal census lines. Until around 2010, no major biological study had focused on their adaptations. But as environmental pressures grew and researchers became more curious, they invited science aboard their boats. What followed was revelation. What scientists found next went beyond folklore or endurance. It revealed real, measurable changes to anatomy, passed down through generations. The breathmaster, among the Bajau, diving isn't a sport, it's survival. Each day, adults dive to depths of 30 meters, remaining underwater for 2 to 3 minutes at a time. Some spend as much as 5 hours each day beneath the surface, hunting octopus, sea cucumbers, and reef fish in silence. There is no modern gear, just a spear, a handmade mask, and centuries of muscle memory. Their wooden goggles are carved from tamarind wood, sealed with tree resin, shaped perfectly to each diver's face. Their spears are hand-forged. Even the children dive. By age 8, most Bajau kids can reach 10 meters and return with shellfish or sea urchins. These feats aren't ceremonial, they're breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Researchers noticed their unique control over body functions. Heart rates drop sharply, blood abandons the limbs and rushes to vital organs, a heightened form of the mammalian diving reflex. It's something elite freedivers train for years to master. Yet here, whole families demonstrate it naturally. One diver's heart rate fell to 30 beats per minute, lower than many trained athletes achieve. Neighboring inland communities showed stark differences. Bajo divers held their breath 50% longer, dived twice as deep, and recovered with no signs of oxygen debt. It wasn't just endurance, it was a synchronized dance between anatomy and water, sculpted by generations of necessity and repetition. But how could the human body manage this day after day? The answer, as scientists would soon learn, was hidden deep within an overlooked organ, the spleen. Spleens that rewrite human physiology. In 2018, Dr. Melissa Ilardo published findings in the journal Cell that stunned the scientific world. Her team discovered that the outlast have spleens that are, on average, 50% larger than those of nearby, non-diving neighbors. This wasn't a fluke. The enlarged spleens were present in both active divers and non-divers, suggesting it was a genetic trait passed through the population. The spleen plays a vital, often overlooked role during breath holding. When a person submerges, the spleen contracts, releasing oxygen-rich red blood cells into the bloodstream. This boosts the oxygen available to vital organs, allowing longer dives. In diving mammals like seals and otters, this mechanism is well documented. But in humans, it was once dismissed as marginal. The Bajau proved otherwise. Genetic analysis revealed a clue, a variant near the gene PDE10A involved in thyroid regulation, which can affect spleen development. The presence of this variant in the Bajau was significantly higher than in neighboring groups. Other genes under positive selection included those tied to hypoxia response, enhancing how their bodies handle low oxygen conditions. These weren't just adaptations, they were hardwired traits, likely shaped over centuries of selective pressure. This was not merely a lifestyle effect. Bajau children born away from the sea, those raised inland, often still had larger spleens. Training matters, but evolution had already laid the foundation. For the first time, researchers could point to a specific, measurable human trait shaped directly by a marine environment. Yet while the Bajau lungs impressed, another tribe, the Moken, shocked researchers with an entirely different superpower: their underwater vision. Underwater vision that astonishes. In 2003, Swedish researcher Anna Giesland began working with the Moken people of Thailand's southern islands. What she found bordered on the unbelievable. Moken children could see underwater with astonishing clarity, nearly twice as sharp as European children tested under the same conditions. They could spot shells, track fish, and avoid hazards with pinpoint accuracy beneath the waves. The secret lies in how they manipulate their eyes. Underwater, the human eye struggles due to the similar refractive index of water and the cornea, making things blurry. But Moken children overcome this by contracting their pupils down to 1.9 millimeters, far smaller than normal, and adjusting their lens curvature to extreme degrees. Their eyes behave more like those of amphibious animals. What's more incredible is that this ability isn't genetic, it's learned. Moken children who begin diving young, often by age 5, develop this skill through daily practice. If they stop diving or move inland, their underwater vision fades. It's an example of sensory plasticity, a rare case where human biology reshapes itself dramatically in response to environment. Attempts to replicate this in European children through training showed limited success. Only those who started very young could improve significantly. For the Moken, however, it's not a skill, it's survival. Catching small food items, avoiding coral cuts, or finding dropped tools all depend on underwater precision. Their visual acuity is a byproduct of necessity. Giesland's research, published in Current Biology in 2003, pushed science to reconsider how flexible the human visual system really is. The Moken had not just adapted, they had trained their bodies to do what textbooks said was impossible. And in 2004, it wasn't vision or lungs that saved lives. It was something older, deeper. The Moken's understanding of the sea's silence before storm. The Lagoon Whisperers. On December 26, 2004, the Indian Ocean went still. In the Andaman Sea, the water pulled back sharply from the shores. Boats tipped. Crabs scurried. And on the island of Surin, the Moken elders stood and listened, not with machines, but with memory. They knew that when the sea falls silent, a great wave will follow. While tourists and even park rangers stood puzzled, the Moken began moving. Elders instructed everyone to run to high ground. Within minutes, entire families, children, the elderly, fishermen, had climbed to elevated forests. When the tsunami hit, the village was gone. But not a single Moken life was lost that day. They call it the laboon, the wave that eats people. And their stories, passed down through generations, describe the signs with uncanny accuracy. Sudden silence, receding tides, restless birds. While modern seismic sensors failed to give timely warnings, the Moken's oral history had encoded survival into their culture. This wasn't instinct, it was intelligence, embedded in myth. Anthropologists later documented how their navigational skills and oceanic knowledge extend far beyond diving. Moken can read wind patterns, sense shifts in salinity, and navigate without maps across hundreds of kilometers. Their map is a network of remembered signs, told in stories, songs, and symbols. To science, this presents a conundrum. Can traditional knowledge be as precise and sometimes more timely than technology? In the case of the 2004 tsunami, the answer was yes, and it left many scientists humbled. What came next was a physiological revelation, one that tied together eyes, lungs, and reflexes. The secret symphony of the diving response. The diving reflex. The secret behind these tribes' aquatic mastery lies in a deep-rooted biological switch called the mammalian diving reflex. It's a response shared across species, whales, seals, otters, but in humans, it was thought to be minimal, until the Bajau showed otherwise. When they dive, their bodies undergo a transformation. Heart rates can drop from 75 beats per minute to as low as 30, conserving oxygen for vital organs. As blood is redirected from the limbs to the brain and heart, the limbs grow cold and still, sacrificed to protect the core. The spleen contracts, releasing oxygen-rich blood, and breathing halts without panic. In this state, time stretches. Minutes pass in silence, and still they move with grace. Research published in 2019 found that Bajau divers showed 20 to 30% lower oxygen consumption rates compared to non-diving humans under similar conditions. Some could tolerate oxygen levels that would render most unconscious. The diving reflex, triggered by cold water and breath hold, is amplified in them through early training and frequent exposure, perhaps also by inherited genetic sensitivity. The Moken, though less dependent on deep dives, show similar reflex triggers. Children as young as 5 exhibit controlled immersion behaviors, slow movements, relaxed muscles, prolonged submersion. It's instinct layered with tradition. Their rituals don't separate biology and belief, they merge them. But this wasn't just about physical limits. The sea people held something far rarer, an ability to bind tradition with adaptation and to pass it forward with precision. Tradition, survival, and the ocean mindset among the Bajau Laut and Moken, knowledge isn't written. It's watched, memorized, mimicked. A child learns to dive not through lessons, but through repetition, hundreds of daily plunges over years. This isn't just environmental exposure, it's enculturation, a kind of schooling that rewires reflexes, not by force, but by flow. These tribes measure time in tides, not calendars. Hunger tells them when to hunt, and wind decides when to move. To survive in such unpredictability, they've built a relationship with the sea that goes beyond survival. It's reverence tuned through generations. The Moken say, the ocean is our universe. That's not metaphor, it's an operating system for life. Cultural memory plays a crucial role. The 2004 tsunami response wasn't luck, it was narrative power. Songs, stories, and warnings passed orally allowed the Moken to recognize danger before seismic sensors did. Their traditions are data sets, Coded in metaphor, yes, but accurate, tested, repeated. Western researchers often failed to understand this. They asked for measurements, numbers, citations. But the sea people offer a different kind of precision, one that doesn't separate knowledge from emotion, fact from myth. It is a living science expressed in rhythm, vision, breath. So when scientists looked deeper, they saw something even more powerful than adaptation. A living experiment in human evolution, rooted in story, sealed in blood, beyond genes. It's tempting to chalk up these abilities to biology alone. But what sets the bujao in motion apart isn't just spleens or reflexes, it's how culture drives biology. Without years of exposure, none of these traits develop fully. Genes may unlock the door, but only tradition walks through it. For example, the underwater vision of Moken children fades when they stop diving daily. Skills atrophy. Physiology reverts. The body listens to the environment and adapts only when demanded. This is epigenetics in motion, how behavior shapes biology over time. A feedback loop of body and ritual. The bujao passed down diving knowledge, not in manuals, but in morning dives and evening stories. The best divers aren't just strong, they're strategic. They teach breath pacing, muscle stillness, and fear control. These techniques resemble high-performance training in elite athletes, yet evolved outside any formal system. Even belief systems reinforce this. The bujao speak of sea spirits who bless or punish based on respect. The Moken say the sea has moods. These myths carry behavioral codes, safety practices, diving intervals, respect for marine life. And they work. They've kept these tribes alive in ecosystems that punish arrogance. Scientists now grapple with a humbling truth. The future of adaptation may depend not just on DNA, but on preserving the cultures that taught our bodies how to listen. And so, from lungs to legends, the final question emerges. Are these people anomalies? Or are they simply the first we've truly seen? Science, mystery, and the future of human potential. The discovery of the bujao and Mochen didn't just expand scientific boundaries, it shattered them. Here were people routinely doing what textbooks said was impossible. Diving to 30 meters, holding breath for 200 seconds, seeing clearly underwater without masks. And they weren't exceptional individuals. They were communities. As research continues, more questions arise. Could their adaptations inform new medical treatments for hypoxia or stroke? Can we harness these genetic or training methods for space travel, deep sea exploration, or military survival? What's the line between natural ability and trained excellence? Ethical debates now stir. These tribes face modern pressures, tourism, displacement, pollution. If we study them, do we owe them protection, recognition, compensation? What does it mean to observe a culture for knowledge without disrupting its core? Perhaps most profound is the realization that human potential is far more elastic than once believed. We are not fixed creatures. We respond. We evolve. And in the quiet currents of Southeast Asia, the bujao and Mochen whisper back, "We always have." The bujao and Mochen don't call themselves superhuman. To them, it's just life, woven through salt water and song. But to science, they're a living revelation, a glimpse into what humans can become when culture, biology, and time converge. As we chase artificial enhancements, these tribes quietly remind us, evolution isn't done. It never was. So what else is hiding out there? In mountains, deserts, oceans, what other limits are waiting to be shattered? We're only beginning to understand.